So looking back, what are three things you wish you knew before you started?
Well, I mean, I think I took good advice actually from you at Learn, which was to take lots of advice. So I'm going to share some of that.
Great.
My first is really to like get to know the scene, right? Go to the meetups, take advantage of Learn alum, get coffee. That's really like how you start to figure this world out. And I mean, even if you don't have the time to really dive into the code, I do think the meetup scene is important. And even if it's a small Learn community meetup, that's still a good place to get some information. Mm-hmm. And then my other piece of advice would be to do your prep work. I think it gives you more space during boot camp to take things to a slightly different level, like start working on your GitHub repository, start creating other projects, start your portfolio. And if you're so bogged down with like the daily of the syllabus, you don't have the time to do that. You absolutely don't have the energy. But if you've done a lot of that prep work, you've got a little bit of time or a little bit of headspace to get the things done that you will ultimately want and need to have done. But you can push yourself in a different way if you've done that prep work. And I think the third piece of advice I would have is that with the knowledge that you now have entering, don't get so overly stressed in the daily lesson. If you don't get it or you don't finish whatever it is, I'm not saying there's no repercussion. Like, it's good to understand. But the repetition of concepts will be there. You will get through it. And not everything will come naturally. So there is the one piece of advice that I wish that I had taken myself was a little more patience in that regard.
Patience. And we talk a lot about the idea of trusting the process.
Sure.
Of like you said, that you won't grasp everything in one day.
Right.
That is an impossible thing for anyone to do. And so understanding that there is a reason behind the lessons and things like that
right.
will lead you where you need to go.
Right. You somehow get there. I mean, I'll say...
It's not somehow. It's very planned.
You do. Well, I feel like somehow as the student.
Totally.
I don't know how this happened. That's why the capstone sticks out to me is that, it's like this, right. Can we pull this off?
And then
like you do.
It's so awesome.
It is.
Right. That you go from like not, and a lot of people come in pretty green and then getting to that place where they're like building their own app by the end of the program it's very eye-opening.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's bewildering in a good way.